have one last person to speak. Net was supposed to speak, who works with the PRCC. She is a big person in this movement in the community, fighting for justice for her son, Neftali. A lot of you guys know him as Buzz. She is not here. As you guys, a lot of you may know, we had a death in the family this morning as this whole event was going on. So this is a little hard to do at the moment. So I'm just gonna have Helen come up. She's gonna speak on behalf of Annette. Come on.
Take a deep breath.
Take your time.
Well, as you guys know, like Adrian said, we had a death in the family this morning. Unfortunately, he was supposed to be part of this march also. As you guys see, my t-shirt is Neftali Reyes Jr., known as Buzzo. Also on the bottom is my Uncle Freddie. Both of them were killed to the violence of the city of Chicago. Neftali was killed 3 years ago. As many of you may know, he was an all-star baseball player for Clemente High School. I got a full scholarship to South Carolina. Unfortunately, on December 29, 2017, Neftali was killed in a drive-by. He was home on Christmas break, also due to an injury on his arm. He had surgery. That was a night that our family would never forget. It's taken a toll on everybody. It's taken a toll on my cousin. Neftali was not only my cousin, he was also my nephew. As many Hispanic know, we got sister cousins, sister brothers, just like today. Little Richard is my nephew, my cousin also. So I'm gonna see her speech. She was supposed to be here, but unfortunately, because of what's going on, it's taken a toll on her. So I volunteered to speak on her behalf. All right. I need tissue, sorry. She's like, good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to see support out here today. For those of you that are unfamiliar with me, my name is Annette Flores. I am a bereaved mother. My only son, Neftali Jr., was murdered 3 years ago, not far from where we are standing today. I lived in this neighborhood my entire life. I've seen so many lives stolen by gun violence. Gang culture has stolen generations of youth. They don't lose members, families, but the time of the change come, and many may know and may be gone. But be unaccountable to yourself, be unaccountable in your community, be accountable to God. How much have you and your friends or relatives have done to contribute to the violence of the city? Not only the city, but to your community. What she's trying to say is, like, we have to be more involved. We have to get more involved in what's going on within our community. I went live earlier. Not only did I go live on my feed of Facebook, it's not about being and living in the community of Humboldt Park. I don't live in Humboldt Park, literally. Many of us don't live in Humboldt Park. I chose not to raise my kids out of the area, but my heart is here. And do I come and support the community? I'm here now. And I always am here. You know, whether it be functions for the Puerto Rican Fest. I used to work across the street at the Puerto Rican Cultural House there. I went to Pedro Ruiz Campo. I graduated from there. You know what I mean? So just because I don't live within the community doesn't mean you can't come support your community. You know, and right about now, we are the generation that speaks for our youths, because our parents didn't speak for us. Like many of the adults have said, it comes from us to be able to teach our kids now, for our kids to show our grandchildren what it is to grow up in a better community. You know, just because these houses and these developments are being torn down and condominiums and multi-million-dollar homes are being built in the area doesn't stop the fact that we are born and raised in this area. Doesn't stop the fact that we got to keep our community clean. Doesn't stop the fact that we got to come and join in activism and speak for our community when times like this, not just because of it's of gun violence, but because it's an everyday situation that's happening here in the city. We're tired. You know, we're tired. You know, my family has become a big impact to the violence of Humboldt Park. I've lost uncles, I've lost my cousins, I've lost family members. You know what I mean? And it's time to stop. It's time for us to be able to speak up and take over, take control of what, again, spiritually, what the enemy wants to take from us. You know, we're here to speak. We are our voices. We are the voices of the future. We are voices of our children. And this would be an example for our children to be the voice of their children in the long run. I'm a grandmother. My husband and I are grandparents. I don't want my grandson and my granddaughter to be brought up in this situation. These are my family right here. You know what I'm saying? Humboldt Park is my family. Many know me. Many know my family. You know, I was born and raised from here. It don't matter if it was on the other side of over here, if it was on the other side of over there. To be honest with you, I'm in the middle because I was born and raised on both sides. So it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, is what we're here is to accomplish something that hopefully will continue on. And as she says, how can you do the stem of the violence? How can we reduce it? When you call and believe in the time of congregation and the generation, read Matthew 5. So on Matthew 5, what it says is, blessed are the peacemakers, for those shall be called in the children of God, for they will be called the Son of God. All right, with that being said, as I say, God bless everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. And, you know, let's continue doing what we got to do. Thank you, Adrian.
Yeah.